Well, it's great to be here at the University of the Sunshine Coast at the Sports Stadium, and I'm here with Ted O'Brien, the federal member for Fairfax. This morning we're announcing a very, very exciting program, some exciting funding, which will see $243,000 provided to Suncoast Spinners to provide a program for their wheelchair rugby. Now, if anybody has ever watched wheelchair rugby, you'd know that it's like dodgem cars in wheelchairs. It's a particularly full contact sport. It's a very exciting sport to watch. But as part of this program, we want to see all sorts of vulnerable people get into sport. Sport shouldn't just be for professionals, it shouldn't just be for able-bodied people. And I want to encourage anybody, able-bodied or those living with a disability, to come along and to enjoy the sort of the camaraderie that these guys enjoy here at Suncoast Spinners.
What this funding is going to enable us to do is expand what we already do, which is provide social opportunities for people with disabilities to play sport, the only team sport that is available for people with disabilities in our region. We are now able to expand that to a greater number of people. Wheelchair rugby is a sport that caters for people with higher levels of impairment than wheelchair basketball traditionally does. And so what is so important about that is that currently on the Sunshine Coast and in our region, there are no opportunities for people with high levels of impairment to engage in social sport. And growing up and with a disability in Australia and wanting nothing more than to participate in sport, I think that everyone should have the opportunity to play team sport. And this program is going to enable that for so many more people in our region. What we do is reverse inclusion. So this program is not just about providing opportunities for people with disabilities to play sport, it's about providing an opportunity for an inclusive sporting environment where all people of all abilities can play together. And what's so important about that is when you grow up with a disability in Australia and you can play, say, wheelchair basketball in my case, you end up not playing with your brothers and sisters or your friends in the schoolyard. You go off to your separate training and you have your separate sport. But what we do through Suncoast Spinners is we invite everyone to come and play. Because while I couldn't run and jump and keep up with the kids without disabilities, the kids with disabilities can get into wheelchairs and can play our amazing sports. And they are amazing sports within their own right. Wheelchair basketball and wheelchair rugby are the two best sports in the world. Maybe biased, but they are so fun. And so this is not going to just enable more people to play sport, it's going to enable more people to play sport together. We're so excited that this is going to enable us to improve the capacity of Suncoast Spinners to now cater for wheelchair rugby and wheelchair basketball. And not only that, but we have two of the best players in the world, wheelchair rugby, who are going to help drive this program. Thank you.
This grant will enable anybody who is a little bit unsure to just come down, try the sport, and if they love it, they'll come back, and I'm pretty sure they will.
We both wanted to bring rugby up here for a while, and the Suncoast Spinners have taken it on themselves, which is amazing as a grassroots club to take on such ambition. Not even a rugby club, basketball club, to get something happening here. So Ryan sort of called on me to try and rally some of the troops to come up to the Sunshine Coast and just to get it kicked off. And
I was in a car accident when I was 16 and lost a huge part of my life of playing team sport. So when I found wheelchair rugby, it gave me a part of my old life back.
So delighted to be here today to celebrate this grant being awarded. Also, I'm hoping that younger people across the Sunshine Coast and indeed across Australia take inspiration from the current crop of world champions, this gold medalist team who will be going to Tokyo next year to hopefully retain the title. These wheelchair rugby players are indeed world class, and I hope it inspires other young people who have disabilities and young people who do not, to go hard, use their natural talents, train hard, because with a bit of luck, 2032, we'll see the Paralympic Games and the Olympic Games here on our front door.